Problem with my bike is when I would press the brake lever, the front brake lever, it would ratchet and it would cause a jerking motion when applying the front brake. And you say, well, you don't need to use the front brake much anyway, and that's true, but 80% of your braking is on the front brake, so you're going to have to apply the front brake at some point. So I started to think, okay, what's the problem? I didn't see anything online about how to fix this problem. So I said, well, people talk about bleeding the brakes and things like that. So I thought about pulling the brake caliper. And I was going to pull a brake caliper, and I said, well, let me think about this a little bit. Where is the problem actually showing itself? And it was showing itself actually on the brake lever. So when I pushed the brake lever, I could hear it, especially when I put it on very hard. I could hear it going, I could just feel it, it would ratchet in, and the front end would just jerk down. So I said, well, let's start with this. This is where the problem evidences itself. So let's start here. So I took a screwdriver. This is on a VTX. This is an 02 VTX 1800. It's just a nut there, pretty easy. Flathead screwdriver. Take the brake lever off, it just slides right out. There's no spring or anything like that. You don't have to worry about anything, at least on the 1800. You don't have to worry about anything. And if you look up in here, right up in there, there's a rubber boot. So once you pull this lever off, there's a piston or a pin that can be depressed. That's what this depresses when you apply the brake lever. So can't really zoom in too good on that. There we go. So right in here, this rubber boot. So you can take a thin screwdriver, a small screwdriver, and pull this boot back, and with a WD-40 and a smart straw, or just a straw on the end of it, slip that straw up in there, just squirt a little bit of WD-40 up in there, work it out, depress your brake pretty hard a few times, and you will see that it's automatically, it just instantly fixes that problem. Looks like I'm going to need a new boot there before long. I'm looking at a crack in it right there. But that just keeps the dust out, right? So that's probably why it was sticky anyway. So I probably need to order me a boot. But this thing is smooth. I've already taken it out for a test ride. All you do is pull the boot back. Don't remove the boot. Just pull it back a little bit, enough to get the straw up in there. Just squirt a little bit. Don't hose it down. Wipe off the excess oil, and you're done. Smooth braking after that. Do that. That's a 2-minute fix. It costs nothing, and it's just so easy. Before you start breaking into the brake caliper, bleeding the brakes, draining fluid, and all that kind of hard stuff, do the easy stuff first.